Hi, my name is Kevin Harvey and I'm a Master Bladesmith with the American Bladesmith Society living in South Africa. I will be making the International Master Bladesmith auction knife for the 2015 Blade Show, and I thought I'd just describe a little bit about this. I've chosen to make a Indo-Persian style jambia with a couple of freestyle ideas such as the eared pommel, the pistol grip. This is made with a reverse tapered blade, thickest here at the butt, tapering out forward to the front. I've given this knife some deep hollow grinds which will accentuate the pattern that I've put in this knife. The knife has a complicated mosaic composite style Damascus, which I will explain to you in a separate take. But to accentuate the pattern to its fullest, one needs to hollow grind deeply into the twists to reveal the pattern to its best. This is an explanation of how I went about making this Indo-Persian dagger. I began making two billets, one with a low layer count consisting mostly of tool steel and spring steel. Steels I've used in there are 01, 15N20, 1084 and 5160. These then are fused together and stretched out into a long bar, which was then cut into 4 pieces. The second billet of this composite was made using 01, 15N20, K600, which is similar to L6, and 5160. That I then folded once and then turned it on its edges, collapsed the layers and folded it further 2 times, creating a W's bar. This W's bar I stretched out to the same dimensions as the squares of the first, but cut into 5 separate pieces. This then went to make the 9-way mosaic. The mosaic bar was then stretched out really long, rounded, cut in half. Each half was twisted in the opposite direction to the other, so clockwise and anti-clockwise. These then were laid side by side, making 2 separate 2-bar composite bars, which had their corners then cut off, that when these 2 bars were fused together, brought this composite twist together in a symmetrical fashion right down the middle of the bar. This is what brings out this wonderful pattern where all the lines flow and blend with the shape of the knife. This is such a curvaceous knife, such a fine and wonderful pattern. I haven't done a bar like this before, that this knife was the ideal one to try something special. I hope you appreciate it, and you'll find this knife at the ABS auction at the 2015 Atlanta Blade Show. And have just completed the ABS auction knife by an international mastersmith, which will be auctioned at the Atlanta Blade Show at the Cobb Galleria Centre over the weekend of the 5th, 6th and 7th of June 2015. The knife that I've donated is of an Indo-Persian style dagger. It's quite unusual to the usual knives I make. I make a lot of Bowie knives, but this interesting dagger I think should be very pleasing and a bit different to what's usually made. I've made a very complicated Damascus, which can be loosely described as a mosaic composite. The engraving on the bolsters has been done by myself in a fine floral motif, and I have matching rivets on the handle, also all of nickel silver, with decorative filework spaces flanking the giraffe bone handle slabs. The knife is housed in a wonderful presentation case, custom made for this knife by our fellow guild member in South Africa, Brian Kutsia, who, when he heard of this project, decided that he too would donate the presentation case. His work can be viewed at briankutsia.boxmaker.co.za. The woods he has used for the case are snake bean for the side panels, wild olive for the lid insert, and then he has stringing or inlaying made from sneezewood and African blackwood.